Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to my channel, Become the Disruptor. My name is Magda. I'm a trauma-informed qualified therapist, and today we're going to be talking about the pattern that shows up a lot in my private practice, and that is the pattern of people overproducing, overgiving, overextending themselves, and highly functioning people, who are, when you look on paper, it looks like you're responsible, it looks like you're very competent, it looks like you're, very capable, but your nervous system is in overdrive because there's always one more project, there's always one more person to help, there's always one more problem to solve, and there's never a break for you. So this type of pattern that usually stems from childhood in majority of the cases, well, at least the clients that I have been working with, that particular survival pattern that really stems from childhood, and that's why the self-esteem also is being fed from that pattern. That's why it's really difficult to break it, because your nervous system is going to be going through a lot of fear, because you're breaking something that kept you alive and kept you stable in an unstable environment in your childhood. But also it's something, you're breaking something that actually feeds your self-esteem. There is the flip side to that, is that you are feeding your own self-esteem because you are so capable, because you can solve problems for other people, because you can help other people, because you can stabilize other people, because you can do so many projects. That is survival mechanism that had been turned into something that is running the show for you. But you got to discern for yourself what is still the survival strategy, and which part of that skill are you using actually for growth. So when we are starting mapping that pattern for a person who shows up in my private practice and say that I feel just exhausted, I am like on the verge of a burnout, and usually people actually turn up for therapy because they are in crisis, because they are just on the edge of the burnout. And when we are asking a question, okay, so you doing overproducing in friendships, you're doing at work, you're doing in intimate relationships, you're doing with your family. Okay, what is actually happening in your body when things slow down? And what happens then, it's like they say they never slow down. It's like, because it's very uncomfortable. When they slow down, they cannot withstand slowing down. So, and this is it, guys, I want you to be very honest with yourself, because if rest really feels very unfamiliar to you and slowing down is uncomfortable, then it is, or unsafe even, then it is very likely that you going to unconsciously create environments for yourself so you can problem solve. You're gonna engage with chaotic people in your life. You're gonna have interesting work arrangements. You're gonna have interesting people and situations in your life when you would be the one who needs to solve a problem. You are the one who carries more responsibility. And that is because that type of chaos feels familiar. Familiar because that is the role that you know since you were little. So, like I said, your self-esteem is being fed, and also your nervous system, if you stop doing that, goes into overdrive and feels very uncomfortable. So you have to really think about this in a way that this type of pattern, it really means that you have to ditch the role of being, the competent one, the intelligent one, the capable one, because that is part of your identity. You identify as such a person, then your nervous system is going to be protesting, quote unquote, against you dropping it, because it's not only it, because now the survival is not even like it's not happening now, but this is part of your identity. So when you are removing the behaviors that are part of your identity, so you allowing yourself not to produce that much, to not to create problems, to solve them then, to not to engage with chaotic people, your identity will be collapsing because you're not acting upon that identity. So I want you to really, guys, understand that, there's a lot of mystical stuff and the mystical language about identity, dropping identity. And I get that. People need metaphors, but we have to be also practical about it, and we have to also use the language that you can really understand in your day-to-day life, because therapy is not to be abstract or conceptual. You have to know really how it works. So for example, when I was telling my clients what's going to be happening for them when they're going to be dropping certain behaviors from that particular pattern of overproducing and overworking in relationships and otherwise, I told them that you're going to feel probably a lot of shame, guilt, anger, grief. These will be the things that we fear, dread sometimes. So when you're going to be behaving differently in a situation that is completely, let's say, neutral, but you're just going to be stepping outside of that identity and just saying, no, I am not going to be a capable one in this scenario. Your nervous system's going to be like, whoa, buddy, don't do that. You have to make a conscious decision. And that's why it's really important that you will understand that dropping that identity of the capable one is gonna cost you psychologically and emotionally, and your nervous system is not gonna feel comfortable at the beginning with dropping it, because again, that allowed you to survive, but again, it is part of your current identity and you're dropping the behavior. And the thing is, guys, when you talk abstractly about something or conceptually about, oh, I'm just gonna, work on myself, I'm gonna, do the self-betterment, this is just talking. But when you are actually changing your behavior in real time, then trust me, your nervous system is going to be freaking out. It's going to be overwhelmed. And this is when the nervous system capacity is growing. So again, I tell that to my clients. So everything that I'm telling you in this video, I also tell my clients, and of course, to their situation, I will address it in a way more individual way. Here, I'm just talking about the general stuff that you might expect, because I want to still give you a general practical advice on what you can expect. But if you need more individualized precision, then you just need to book a session, because whether that is with me or whether that is with someone else. Because yes, dropping that identity of the capable one, guys, when you think about it, you will no longer going to be the one only capable in the room. What does that do to your self-esteem? Because the thing is that we're not removing the ambition. No, you will have to actually start discerning what are the projects, relationships, friendships, workplaces, situations that I want to engage with and what not. And that will leave basically a space for you. A space that might, again, feel uncomfortable for your nervous system, because you are constantly filling that space with doing more things. So it's not about removing the ambition, it's actually about bringing in the discernment. What is for me actually, and what is the old coping strategy of just filling my life with more chaos so I can solve more problems and then just feel more exhausted, and the cycle continues. So yeah, no mystical language here, because like I said, I am a service provider. I provide a therapeutic service, and I don't want to philosophize about therapy. I want to give you, which I did in the past, because this is really interesting. It's almost like everyone is philosophizing about therapy. And actually, I want to talk about practical stuff. I want to talk about my actual client work, about actual work that I'm doing. So you guys, for those of you who are ready to take a leap, you're going to either book a session or you're going to watch more of my content so we can actually make some changes. Because from watching the content, I promise you that you should get way more awareness and way more actually idea about what therapy is, how it works. So then you can make actual changes in your life and experience those changes, because experiencing those changes, it's really elating. The clients who I have been working with and they experience, like a proper tangible physical results, it's almost like when they reflect on the person who showed up in therapy on the first session, they're just like, my God, this is such a different person. Because they shed their old identity through different behavior, not through affirmations. Now, that's not what this is not, affirmations are not being done. Although they can be used as a crutch, but it's a crutch. It's a bridge. They could be, affirmations could be part of the bridge for the nervous system to get used to the things that you need to do to change, but they're not gonna do things for you. That's for sure. So book a session if you feel like that aligns for you. And if not, like, share, and subscribe. And I'm gonna see you in my next video. Bye-bye.